Previously on Comics Online.
This one's for you, Morph. Ah!
Matthew, thank you so much for spending more time with us at C2E2.
Absolutely, happy to.
Technology sucks, but we're happy to be here, and honestly, so spending more time with you guys, it really means the world. So thank you.
Happy to be here, mate.
So let's start off with your secret origin. We're doing our
Yes.
special series for Comics Online's 25th anniversary. We want to hear how you got started in the world of acting and voice acting in particular.
So, in terms of acting, I went to drama school in England, and when I got out of it, I went to New York and was working in theatre. And I had an agent who said, oh, you should also go to our voice department. And so I started working in voice, went to a different agency, and they got me more and more work. And after about 8 years in New York of doing theater and voice and getting more and more voice work, my agent said to me, hey, we think we can get you work in animation and video games, but you got to go back to California for that. So I said, I am enjoying the voice work a lot, so it's worth it. Moved out to LA, and fortunately I'm one of the few who can say that my agents are trustworthy and correct, and they sort of did great by me.
So as far as the voice work in particular, obviously taking on Magneto when there is an established experience
Yes.
from X-Men animated series, I'd love to hear just how did you get into his inner psyche? What was the prep work for you stepping into this role?
So I didn't grow up with the show. I was in boarding school in England at the time, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. So I had the samples they sent, and so for me it was really listening to those, and it was funny, there was a single line in one of the clips that they sent from the animated series where David Hemblem, who voiced him in the animated series, who passed away just before we started production on this, had a line that was pulled from Shakespeare, and my training was in Shakespeare and classical theatre, so he had a line from The Tempest that I think is actually Miranda's line, which the line is, "O brave new world that has such people in it," when she sees Ferdinand, I think is the character's name. And he said it, or a paraphrasing of that, and there was something about that line that if I listen to that and then repeat it back like 2 or 3 times, that gets the voice into my head. And so that's always been what I do right before a session, is to listen to the clip of him saying that and then just repeat it back and forth and mimic his voice and his cadence and his tone and all that kind of stuff. And that kind of gets the voice into it from me. And then once I've got the voice, it's just straight acting. So then it's just responding to the script and the way that it is written and how it is written and what's happening.
Well, of all the characters in season 1, Eric had probably the most roller coaster ride of a journey,
Yes.
from taking over Charles's legacy for him, and then of course the UN scene, which was utterly amazing, to Genosha, to Asteroid M. Just what piece of it, if you could only choose one, if you could hope to have that would stand the test of time for your performance, which do you think it would be?
I mean, the one you mentioned, the speech of the UN, is incredible. The conversation between Charles and Eric that happens in Eric's head in the last couple of episodes is incredible. The sort of the realization of like, there's so much value in being able to see yourself mirrored in other human beings in the world, and seeing bits of yourself in other people to realize you're not alone. But the part in episode 5 when he is literally to his dying breath protecting Leech, one of the Morlocks, just because he said, I told him I would protect him, and him looking at it as it's my job. So like when Rogue and Gambit try and help, he binds them up to a post, and it's just a case of like, no, this is my responsibility. I made this promise. If I can't survive it, that's my promise to keep, not yours to try and bail me out of. That moment there, and when he slips back into German, which when we talked about it and when I sort of read through it in my head was always sort of the last thing that probably either his father or a brother or an uncle said to him when his family was separated when he was, a kid in the concentration camps, was probably like the last thing that was said to him as they were being led into, the showers or something. And him being who he is, he survived when nobody else did. And so like that's the last thing that anybody who he had any physical sort of connection with said to him. And so in that moment with Leech, that's the thing that he goes back to.
It was a wonderful scene, but I mean, you've had so many powerful moments throughout the season. Thank you for everything that you brought to this character. It really has been absolutely impressive, to say the least.
Thank you so much. I was very lucky in what they wrote and the arc that they wrote for me this season, and so it was a lot of fun to get to play with.
Well, between the writing staff, the creative team, the animation, the voice acting, there's a reason why fans are so thrilled with X-Men '97, and we can't wait to see where the journey continues in the subsequent seasons.
Me too.